today was the first day I had an audience. People were like watching me because of what I was lifting. Like people were like, "Whoa," and I was like,
Well, that didn't take long. Anna over at Glitter and Lasers already back with a fully new rebrand. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Sam and I make weekly videos dissecting internet nonsense just like that. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. You know what you're in for, and I am just honestly so glad that you all keep coming back here week after week to spend time with me as we dissect and sort through this internet nonsense. If you are new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face, also welcome. I'm so excited you decided to join us today by clicking on this video, and I hope that if you like what you see, you'll consider liking and subscribing because that really helps the channel grow, but also lets me know that you want to join us over here in our little corner of the internet where we would love to have you.
We interrupt this program to bring you...
Oh, and really quick, before I forget, I don't want to miss us celebrating that the channel just surpassed 60,000 subscribers. You guys, that is absolutely wild to me. When I started this entire thing, I couldn't imagine that one person would want to hear my opinions, let alone 60,000 of you. And honestly, the truth of the matter is, channels don't thrive without a good community. And I am so happy and so fortunate to have found 60,000 people who are pretty similar to myself, right? You guys come so prepared. You're always willing to interact with the videos, with me, with each other, and you really make this channel what it is. So I just wanted to say a really quick thank you because I couldn't in a million years imagine this much growth. It's been very exciting to watch, and you all are the reason that this channel grows. So thank you so much for the 60,000 subscribers. I do super appreciate you. All right, you guys, I didn't think we would be back here so soon talking about Anna on the channel, but she cannot help herself when it comes to a new arc and a new rebrand. And her attempting strongman lifting is just the newest one. Yes, you heard me correctly. Strongman lifting. She never ceases to amaze me because in one moment, she's telling us how much she hates the algorithms and how much she doesn't want new audiences. She just wants to connect with the ones she has. And then in the next moment, the next breath, she is actually fully rebranding herself and creating entirely new platforms to reach new audiences. The newest being her using a new hashtag and a new TikTok account about how she is a Viking princess in the gym. And of course, she's been getting some critical feedback, but no matter what Anna thinks here, trying something new is not the issue. The real issue lies in this weird relationship that Anna has with fitness, because on one hand, she is always diving straight into the extreme and will never let herself be a beginner. But on the other hand, after weightlifting for multiple years now, she still hasn't advanced in her form and her progress to be anything but a beginner. And this made me realize, just like her other fitness attempts, it's all coming across as performative. And this strongman arc is no different. It's falling into the exact same patterns of behavior. So today, I want to focus on why this strongman arc is already so frustrating to watch and why it might actually be detrimental to Anna's health. To begin, I think it's important that we flip back just a few chapters in this journey to early July of 2025, when Anna posted a video of herself deadlifting 400 pounds on a trap bar. Now, in case you need a reminder, this video that she posted was taken while she was away at an $18,000 30-day retreat, okay? And her trainer wanted to see what she was capable of lifting. And this was it. This was the video that would launch us straight into the new arc, as Anna posted in her caption that clearly her body was built to be strong. Never mind the terrible form or the gym shoes that were not meant for lifting. Anna was not going to let anything deter her. This was it. This was her calling. And while we're here talking about this retreat, I want to pause for just a second to talk about another post that Anna made while she was at this retreat, where she talked about shifting her focus from being smaller to being more capable. I remember seeing this post in the wild and thinking, good for her. Post-surgery, focusing on capability and movements that will get you into your 80s and 90s with basic mobility, probably the best thing that could happen. Most people need to be thinking about movements that will help them stay capable when they're older. So I was like, go get it. I would love to see that progress. But that is ultimately not what we ended up getting. Instead, shortly after posting about wanting to be more capable, she would end up posting her first visit to a strongman gym.
Gym to have some baggage, but you know what? Wish me luck. We're gonna do this. The rules of this gym immediately put my mind at ease.
Number 2 is my personal favorite. No sexual harassment unless you're a fan of dying.
Imagine that the hole in the plate is the barrel of the gun.
So this butt blasting move is to really help you perfect a Romanian deadlift, which is when you start from the top and then lower the deadlift down. And so we're just practicing this over and over and slowly increasing weight.
It was so much more mentally challenging, but I'm just excited to see where we go from here. That is it for workout 1. Many, many more to go. This is just the beginning.
And as she just said, this was the beginning. After this post, it was off to the races. Anna was immediately posting about her bright, shiny workout outfits, starting a new TikTok called Viking Princess Lifts, complete with inspirational captions and a vibe that screamed, "I found my calling." And then within just a few short weeks, she would come to her TikTok and post that people in the gym were so impressed by her lifting that they actually stopped what they were doing to watch her.
Very excited because he's gonna let me put the log over my head for the first time today. I've been waiting for this. Well, it's only fair that I got so glamorous because I'm in heels. Exactly.
We don't have to use legs at all. Give a little bounce.
I know, I love a good bounce.
I'm impressed.
You can see from over there, like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, we're just like, let's dang, let's.
Yeah.
Sweaty and gross, and I just finished my workout and my phone died in the middle of it all. But today was a really cool day, and I'll tell you why. Today was the first day I had an audience. People were like watching me because of what I was lifting. Like people were like, "Whoa," and I was like,
Instead of showing the sometimes slow and clumsy reality of what it's like to get into weightlifting, specifically lifting heavy weights, Anna did what she always does and built a narrative where she was instantly impressive and worth watching because she was such a natural weightlifting queen. And this is where things really started to get weird for me as I was thinking about them, because I always dislike the way that Anna does this and makes herself instantly impressive, instantly an expert, because she is so very clearly a beginner. Looking at her form, looking at the way she's moving, it's so clear that there has been little to no progress. She needs to let herself be a beginner. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized, again, that Anna has this weird relationship with fitness because she has been weightlifting on and off for years now. It wasn't all that long ago that we sat down here together on the channel to talk about her promoting her workouts because she was being sponsored by Copilot, touting the fact that she had a virtual coach and showing her many workouts, as well as how she had been improving in her workouts over time. She even made an entire YouTube video about it being 50 workouts later and how much she had improved in her form and the way she was doing the exercises.
you can see I can barely get the leg up. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm breathing heavy. And now look at this clip that we took today. Look at the flexibility. Look at the height on the leg. Look at how comfortable and at ease I am doing the exercise.
And I couldn't quite put my finger on why this was bothering me. What was it that was happening? What was I witnessing? And then I realized that most of the time when people are lifting or going into these fitness journeys, you will see steady and slow improvement in their form, in their skill, and in their body mechanics. And we're not seeing that happen with Anna. And then it all clicked for me. Sometimes I'm a little slow, you guys. You'll have to let me know if you got this faster than I did. But I finally realized that Anna has never been focused on training for progress. She's only been focused on fitness for content. Every fitness journey she has ever been on her platforms is always about the aesthetics, the outfits, the quirky captions, and the clapbacks.
You lift all the weights in water. Should be your cardio. Cardio can be really hard on the joints. It should be swimming. Doesn't matter how much cardio you do if your diet's not on point. You know, your diet doesn't even matter if you're not getting enough sleep. You know, it doesn't matter how much you sleep if you're not lifting weights.
Even though she's been performing as an expert for years now when it comes to weightlifting, she has skipped the foundational skills you need to get to that expert level. And because of that, she's perpetually stuck at the starting line as a beginner with no real progress. And this cycle has continued over and over and over again every single time she has started a new fitness journey. And people in her audience, it seems to me at least, are starting to notice that and starting to call things out and asking her to consider moving more slowly. And of course, Anna is seeing that feedback, and she tried to make a video rebuttal about the situation, and she ultimately ended up reinforcing exactly what they were saying.
I have a really hot take here, but I think the first step to doing something right is doing it wrong, because nobody does something perfect the first time they do it. So if you never do it wrong, you're never going to do it right because you never do it. There is always room to get better, and always, no matter what you're doing, the first time there is something that you are going to do wrong, and that's okay. That's part of growing. Part of getting better is doing things wrong. I don't know why we don't talk about this more. We pressure everyone to be perfect all the time. And honestly, the first step to getting whatever it is you want to get together is doing it wrong, is showing up and just trying to do it. And then over time, you get better at it. Over time, you get the perfection.
Anna, do you think she hears herself when she's making this content? Do you think she understands that she makes her own mess in this way? People are simply asking her to slow down, not portray herself as an expert, and consider her improvements on her form. And she is taking the rational, constructive criticism of her audience as hate. And she's saying, stop telling me that I should quit doing something that I love. The problem is they're not telling her to quit. They're asking her to slow down so she doesn't hurt herself, so she doesn't have to stop doing the things she supposedly loves. And the other weird thing about the video we just watched is that, again, she's reinforcing everything they're saying. No one is expecting her to go into these things and be perfect. But because of that, because she's new and she's just showing up and trying it out and not being perfect, she shouldn't be portraying herself as an expert in these spaces. So the words that we just heard in the video are not aligning with her actions and with her content. And for some reason, she can't see that. We are the ones who see that. And we are the ones who are gently saying, do you hear yourself? She's always moving too quickly and jumping to extremes, and people genuinely worry that she is going to hurt herself. And this arc is no different. And unfortunately, things ended up taking a pretty predictable turn when she came and posted not too long ago that she was having an autoimmune flare-up that was going to keep her down for a few days. She shared the news on an Instagram story that said, "Woke up in a flare. Here's what that looks like for me today. In the last 24 hours, I've gained 15 pounds of inflammation. My joints hurt, and I have a full body ache. I'm exhausted and feel generally weak. My skin, eyes, and lips are super dry, like the water has been sucked out. I can't put thoughts together, and my stomach is fighting a war I can't win." That story was immediately followed up with another story where she shared the things she was going to be doing to get back to the things she loved, including full body compression, emergency meds, bed rest with regular light movement, properly nourishing her body, lots of water and electrolytes, and the Lympha Press morning and night. I think to say people were concerned is a little bit of an understatement. They definitely had questions because after weeks of seeing her posting this bright, shiny, upbeat workout content, once again, we're slapped in the face with the news that she's in pain and she's having inflammation and she's having a flare-up and she has to be on bed rest. Naturally, this led to people having questions, and those questions led Anna into a brief rant of sorts. In the rant post, she ends up saying, "I've had a few DMs, so in an attempt to get more answers to more people, here is some info to clarify. I have several autoimmune conditions which are likely the cause of the flare. When you have co-conditions, it's hard to pinpoint which one is causing the problem. So my treatment plan was designed for what my body responds to best." Then she continues on to tell people that if they have autoimmune issues and are having flare-ups, that they should talk to their own doctors, and that if they're not feeling supported by their doctors, that they should find a new one. And that story was posted before another story that's about to come out that ended up being more like a novel, because again, we're on a mini rant where she ends up saying, "Also, it's not helpful to tell me or anyone that lifting weights or physical activity caused a flare-up. For me, weightlifting and physical activity have been the greatest stabilizers for managing my health. It's helped limit my stress, which is a big reason I am flaring less." Hold on, pause. Does anyone remember that she was working out for more than a year before she came to her platform and said, "Actually, that's doing nothing to improve my health, and I need to get surgery"?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Anyway, she continues to say, "Many people with autoimmune conditions and lipedema benefit significantly from physical activity and weightlifting. It makes me sad that people might avoid being active in a way that helps them because of one person's experience. Living with a chronic illness takes a lot of trial and error, and sometimes the choices you make come with a trade-off or extra care responsibilities." And this was the part, as I was reading this, where I just could not anymore with this. And so I decided I was going to look and see if the workouts she's been doing could cause flares with the two conditions she has for certain confirmed she has: lipedema and Hashimoto's. Spoiler alert, both my searches were a resounding yes. Then I ended up searching to see what are the recommended exercises for both of these conditions. The workouts recommended for lipedema were exercises that are low impact and low stress, like aquatic workouts, walking, and yoga. And for Hashimoto's, what I found was actually a few doctors deep diving into how they can lift weight, but they should take it very slowly and consider taking longer rest breaks, because if they don't, they can trigger the following symptoms: feeling swollen and inflamed, immune system being lowered, and brain fog. In my opinion, this flare-up is Anna's body telling her to take it down a notch. Not quit, take it down a notch. And it made me wonder whether or not she is talking to her doctors and her medical team about the things that are happening, because it's so clear to everyone but Anna, again, for some reason, that her workouts are correlated to this flare-up. And then I realized if I had kept reading, she has a response for me because she ends up saying, "For the record, my entire medical team follows me on social media. Trust me, if they were worried, I'd know." And I just cannot with this. We are always talking about the ways in which Anna is irresponsible with her platforms. And this is just another example of that because, girlfriend, even if it's true that her entire medical team is following her on social media, she is not the center of their universe. That does not mean they are following her every single post and watching every single thing she does. And the thing about Anna, again, is that anytime she posts things like this about the flare-up or the bad things or the pain, it's always in a story because the stories disappear and they allow her to continue to upkeep the bright, shiny, happy workout queen facade that she needs to make money on her other platforms. So even a very casual watcher of Anna is not gonna know that these flare-ups exist because she posts them this way. I very highly doubt that they're watching her so closely that they are watching every single story and every single post and then calling her to say, hey, you should slow that down or you should change that. Because that's just unrealistic. It's supposed to be the other way around. When you start a new exercise routine, it says you should consult your doctor before you do this. Not make sure your doctor follows you on social media so they can consult you and tell you if this is a terrible idea. Do you hear how ridiculous that sounds? And yet here she is saying, no, guys, they watch me and they would call me and tell me if I was doing something wrong. My God, she never stops blowing my mind. It's just so bad all the time. And I don't understand. And then she posts a few more stories about this flare-up before doing the thing where she makes another story reinforcing the things that people have been saying all along. And she did that by saying, "For the record, I'm pretty sure this was caused by my hormones, lack of sleep, stress, and weird weather. I've also been doing a lot more than I've ever done, and it's probably my body also reminding me to slow down and rest more." Do you see why this has been frustrating for people? Why it's frustrating for even me as a casual watcher at this point? Because how does she keep doing this? She literally just said earlier in these rants that doing this style of workout reduces her stress. But even though she's been doing the workouts, somehow the flare-up was still caused by stress. And she also said earlier she's not doing too much, and her doctors would tell her if she was. And then she says, but I'm doing a lot more than I normally do. So which one is it? The contradictions are literally never ending. And I think this is why people ultimately end up pushing back against Anna's content. It's not that they don't want to see her lift or move her body. It's that they see these dangerous cycles and the risks that are so obviously posted in her content that she refuses to see. Like recently, when viewers pointed out on a video she posted where she was doing Roman chair exercises and she was flailing about with zero control, they were giving her constructive criticism and she wouldn't hear it. She, again, said it was hate. She deleted those comments and isn't going to change a thing. At the end of the day, this strongman arc is just another chapter in Anna's ongoing cycles. Every new hobby like this ends up having a rebrand where she's already the star, a spectacle, an instant expert. And that has real consequences. Flare-ups that could jeopardize her health. Content arcs that fizzle out when the platform doesn't grow the way she wants it to. And an audience that's growing more skeptical every single time she reinvents herself. People are starting to catch on to the performative nature of Anna and her content. And that's where she's losing them because I think people want a champion. They want to watch someone be relatable and grow and change and make progress. And with Anna, the longer you watch her, the more you realize that's not happening because she would rather focus on the performative nature of being a content creator than the actual growth and change that should come from the things she's been promoting. And if Anna could just take a minute to self-reflect and to learn that that's actually what rational people are saying to her, maybe, just maybe, she would be able to stick with this longer than an algorithm cycle. All right, that is all I have for you all today on this topic. And now I'm genuinely curious to know what you think about all of this. Have you been watching Anna go through this strongman arc? Did you pick up this weird thing where she wants to be an instant expert, but even with years of weightlifting, she's still a beginner? Do you think the lack of improvement is due to her focusing on the content more than the progress? What do you think about her doing these new workouts, having a flare-up, and then refusing to see that the two might be connected? What do you think about her telling her audience that she's fine because her medical team follows her on social media? I really need to know what you think about all of this, so I hope that you will share your opinions with me in the comment section down below. And for all my internet friends out there who may not feel comfortable leaving your opinions in an internet comment section, I see you. Please go ahead and leave me some sort of weightlifting emoji this week because, again, here's the thing. I wouldn't mind watching Anna go through this and becoming a strong man, but the thing for me is I want her to actually do it and not just perform it. As always, thank you all so much for being here with me this week. I will see you in the next one. Bye.